how can we use the fact that Sephardic Jews in Latin America have been anti-Zionist, like Maduro, who is the president of Venezuela, which I wasn't aware that he was, that he was Jewish, but that he is, took the role of president after the death of Hugo Chavez. So I don't know if Jesse, if you want to say something about that, or Chairman, I want to turn that over to.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, go ahead, Chairman.
No, like yeah, I was going to say something because what happened is with the advent of colonial capitalism, that is to say, the social system that was born at the expense of the colonized peoples of the world, and the elevation of this sector of the colonizers, this Jewish population, it was a means by which a sort of labor aristocracy was created of white people, people who were characterized and defined as white. And so it's like a labor aristocracy that helped to the extent that the people, the Jewish population, was able to accept this definition of who they were and to accept the trajectory that placed them on in contention with the Palestinian people. They became a part of the imperialist project, of the colonial project. They became a conscious, willing part of it. They contributed to that. And so this is the thing we're talking about, a kind of opportunism. They became a labor aristocracy that lived off the sweat and blood of all the colonized people, including the colonized people who are called Sephardic Jews and the ones who come to even now to Israel from Africa and other places who are supposed to be Jewish and what have you, get treated like dogs and et cetera, like colonized people every place else in the world. The colonial project is profound. It is a colonial project that we're talking about, and it is something that gave rise to even to the concept of white people. And so you have this identity and this becoming part of a whole, as I mentioned, labor aristocracy, and separating them from the rest of the workers of the world that Maduro and Trotsky, attempted to represent. So that, and in fact, there was people like Trotsky and Lenin who, came up with the helped to define, not came up, but helped to define this whole concept of a labor aristocracy. So just because they got a job, and this is something that we hear all the time, that because somebody may be having problems inside the social system, that means that they are part of the struggle against the social system. It doesn't mean that at all. I mean, it's like how homosexuals become automatically, revolutionary by definition or something. And it's just a, really ridiculous characterization. It's a liquidation of any kind of science. And this whole thing about Jews I would, have he said, I think Comrade Janice's articulation in so many ways, because what has happened is that this whole notion of that Jews are not people, like how the hell, like the laws of social development. I'm a materialist. I do believe that there are ways that you can understand society without mumbo jumbo and obscurantism and religious garbage and stuff like that that's used to cloud the brains of the people. So you're going to say Jews aren't people? And isn't that exactly what the ones who murdered Jews in Germany, were saying, more or less? So Jews have to really fight for their relationship to the rest of the human family. They have to jump off this goddamn pedestal, and there shouldn't be, Anyway, I wanted to say that there's more unity with the Sephardic Jew in Venezuela, with the Palestinian revolution, with the revolutionary project of most people around the world. I just think that's important. And also, I just wanted to make this comment in that our party, what we do is strategically driven. The existence of the African People's Solidarity Committee wasn't born because we like white people or something like that. We opened up a whole new front in the struggle against colonialism, against oppression, against exploitation. It was an untapped. I'm talking about a time where the white people who call themselves leftists and communists, etc., was talking about rednecks when they were talking about other white people, etc., and left them to the clutches of the people like Trump and all these other criminals who are out there as folk who could not be should be ignored and not be organized if we're not a part of a particular kind of social construct. They are, and so we open up a whole new front, and we open up this front to everybody who wanted to unite against colonialism, and we didn't care if you like Ray Charles, dreadlocks. In fact, we would usually prefer it if you didn't like dreadlocks and this kind of stuff, but you were able to unite with this contradiction that we are talking about. It's a materialist analysis that we're looking at, So that's the thing. We got to knock down these barriers in the brains that's been imposed on the brains of people, and so this aristocracy of labor that denies, the ability of Jews to become a part of the workers of the world. The whole colonial thing that locks white people in this place where they become not a part of the workers of the world. They are outliers. The white world is outlier to the whole struggle to change the world. A handful of people, white people, who enjoy their place on this colonial pedestal. The question becomes, they like to raise up this issue of the national question, and usually they're talking about black people or somebody else. The real national question is white people, who usually put the ones who are trying to put the brake on the revolutionary project. And I've seen this everywhere. I've seen this in Venezuela. I've seen it in Nicaragua, where the white left was supposed to come in solidarity with the Nicaraguan revolution. I've seen them be white and colonizers in these meetings where they're supposed to come in solidarity with them. You have too. Some of you in this meeting know what I'm talking about. And I've seen them on the reservations, the concentration camps of the indigenous people, where they're supposed to come to show solidarity with the indigenous. I've seen them be colonizers in those settings. And of course, I know about the white people who love us. This is something we always have to live with. This stuff has got to go. And so, it's possible to create a new world, but white people have to turn that whiteness loose voluntarily or otherwise, because the world is changing despite, this fixation on what people refer to as privilege that white people, seem to enjoy, to be able to have America, to be able to have Palestine, to be able to have Australia, to be able to have all these lands and resources being stolen. That shit's got to go. And it's not going to be comfortable in every instant. Who ever heard of a comfortable revolution? That means that you're going to have to unleash some of this stuff, and join it in creating a new world. Join with the rest of us who are engaged in a fierce struggle to change the world. So I just think that I just want to say that, and I also want to really express appreciation to see Comrade Robert Gallup, in this meeting. It's Robert Gallup who